Hi, and welcome to another floral share video. Today's project, we are going to turn a basic grocery store bouquet into an elevated Thanksgiving centerpiece. I can't wait to get started on this one. All it's going to take is just a few added elements to really upgrade this arrangement. Something basic that you could find in maybe a fall dried bouquet, like some wheat, some cattails, some sticks. Chicks love sticks. Even some elements that you find in the yard. I love this Nandina. This was actually planted on purpose so I could use this all year round. Love the berries. These are just some simple items that we're going to add to a bouquet that you could find just about anywhere. When we come back, I'll have all the supplies separated and we'll get going. So supplies for this project. Let's start with a container. This one is a wooden container that has a liner. I'd say this is about 6 by 6. I'm also using chicken wire in this one. You don't have to, but I want to be able to give a little bit more of a modern shape to this, and I feel that the chicken wire is going to help assist me with that. Of course, I have my handy dandy snips. And I've separated all of my flowers just to make it so much easier to see what I'm dealing with. In this one we have quite a few Asiatic lilies, have some little button palms I think are sweet. We have some snapdragons. Now these are pink. This probably wouldn't have been my first choice, but we are using a pre-done bouquet. They chose it, not me. We have some Charmelia, which I absolutely adore, again in pink. We're gonna make it work. Just some little daisy palms and this butterscotch. This is one of my favorite colors for fall. It's just not too strong. And then some sweet yellow roses. Love this. One of the elements that came in this bouquet that I thought was a lot of fun was the succulent. And did you know that you could take these little individual petals and plant them later and they will grow? Nature is amazing. There's some limited greens in this particular bouquet, so I went out in my yard and I robbed my Nandina, one of my favorites. Has some gorgeous berries this time of year. We're ready to go. What I'm going to start with right off the bat is I want to elongate this arrangement. So I'm going to take these snapdragons and make it more of a horizontal arrangement. Let's put that guy to the side for a minute. Remembering that we don't want to go any higher than this for a centerpiece because we don't want to play bob and weave. We're not limited to how long this could be, but I think I'm going to keep it at about maybe 1.5 times what this container is. So I'm going to start by stripping off some of these leaves. Very simple. Bring my trash can around. Okay, we're going to slip it right in there. And I think I want it just up a little bit. If you look at a lot of pictures, what's happening is they're doing almost like a V shape instead of a traditional horizontal. And I think that is fun. I really like the movement that that gives. And it does not have to be exact on both sides. In fact, I think it's a little bit more interesting to have it a little bit maybe taller on one side, but balanced out with a little bit of heaviness over here. So let's get our focal point going. One of these lilies are open. Remember, don't forget to take out the little pollens so that they don't get messy. Now this bouquet is already about 3 days old. And I did that on purpose because I wanted all of these to expand. Remember, fresh flowers are not necessarily the prettiest flowers because they haven't had a chance to drink and open and expand. Time, light, heat, that is what contributes to your flowers blooming. Let's do another one over on this side. Very nice. And then we'll match him. I think instead of matching that, we're bringing him down here. Now a little trick too is that you can gently kind of ply these open. If you want a little bit more presentation, you do need to be careful because you can rip it. I don't think I'm going to play with that anymore. he won't let me get in the hole with that on there, so I'm going to cut that off right there. Yeah, that's more of where I want it, but I still use him. Determined to make that work. There we go. And then we don't want to forget about this back side either. As it is the centerpiece, we want to see it on all sides. And this is what I mean by fresh flowers, that they have not had a chance to expand, but you can help it out just a little bit. And it's amazing. Once the room starts heating up with bodies and food and everything, these will quickly open up a little bit more. Okay, let's start filling in some of these areas with our daisies. Now you don't have to use these as they come. I think what I'm going to do is cut right in through here so I can use two parts of this. This up here, and then, yeah, he can tuck down there. Let's do that again for this side. Cut right down here. Fill in this back area. Yeah, like that. So you don't necessarily have to use everything that is in your arsenal. There is one little group of flowers here that I am just not a fan of at all, and it is this lemon yellow. I just think it's a little discordant, and in this particular time I think he's going to go off to the side. This guy I think is gorgeous. I only have one of him, and let's bring him down in front. And then this guy is heavy. He's definitely going to, yeah, there we go. And now, because I don't want it to be too even, I want something kind of right on top of that. Let's do one of these roses. Many times in these bouquets, they leave their bumper petals on. I just want to pop those off and reveal those beautiful inner petals. And then sometimes if you want it to be a little bit more open than that, you can actually kind of pull it apart until you hear a little bit of that crack. And that will open up your bloom a little bit. Just don't forget some of these greens. Okay, there we go. Okay, let's continue on. I still kind of want to build up this shape in through here, but I'd like to put a few greens in through here just to make sure that I'm covering all of my bases. Remember, this is my Nandina. I just love this so much. One little interesting note is this does start to turn this gorgeous kind of rusty red color. But one of my favorite things to do with this is to actually spray it for the holidays. For Christmas, I like to use a lot of gold in my house, but it's really pretty with silver as well. And for those of you that might be doing an anniversary, that golden anniversary is always so tough to find accents for. A little bit of gold instead of using yellow goes a long, long way. I love it. Okay, what we're going to do is balance out this pink with one back behind here. And let me get some more greens. A little stash behind there. Now, I know not everyone has access to a flower market where they can just pick and choose at will. These pre-made bouquets, I think, are just, they can be so lovely. They've really come a long way in the last few years with the elements that they put in it. And if you don't have access to one that's as large as mine, don't hesitate to get two small ones. Yeah, like that. I think I'm going to do something a little unexpected. I'm going to give it a try. I think I'm going to put some of these right up and through here so I can kind of create that offset. All right, before I get all, let me see if I like this. Let me give it a spin. No, I don't like that at all. Okay, we're gonna take that out. I think he's going to tuck right in on this side. Sometimes these stiffer flowers don't lend itself to some of those little kind of graceful, floppy, delicate arrangements. To be a little bit more creative. Okay, this time I'm just going to pick all of these off because I want to use this way back here. Let me spin that for you. And okay, we want to make sure of our triangle. So we have one here, one rose here, one rose in the back. I'm sorry, we have a puppy that's exploring. Excuse me, go lay down. That is our Mr. Griffin. He is almost 2. He's adorable, but he is a menace sometimes. So I have some berries, and I definitely need to fill in this little area, but I want to bring some weight down in through here, and I think these berries are going to do nicely for that. Yeah, this is good. This is exactly what I need right up and through here. That adds a little bit more texture, fills in that hole. And then let's bring this back around here. Sorry, he's in the way. Yeah, right down there. That's fantastic. Okay, so you know me, can't leave well enough alone yet. I did have some access to some eucalyptus, and I jumped on it because you know I love that added texture. I think it just creates such great movement, and the eucalyptus just seems like everybody's favorite right now. And I love the color. I think the color just kind of softens everything. This isn't quite what I would call soft fall, but it's certainly not those super bold, deep, rich colors. Sometimes fall can be just a little bit dark for people. I typically like to lighten that up with like a little bit of purple sometimes. All right, so I think we're getting a little bit of that shape. You can see how it's coming up somewhat. I wanted to do a little bit more of that, but my flowers just didn't want to cooperate. Now I have these long stems of Israeli ruscus, and I certainly don't want this because I think that's going to give us horns. But I'm going to chop it and use it to fill in like this back area right here. That needs some help. And let's do that again. Right down here. What I'm trying to do is cover my mechanics. I don't want any of the chicken wire to show. Okay, I think there. I had to give him a little jab. And then where am I? Checking for holes, holes, holes. I think I am pretty good. All right, I want to do a quick spin, make sure I like everything before we add our final elements. Make sure we've got our balance. Good thing I took a spin. This could use a little bit more right over there, I think. Okay, so what I meant by we're going to elevate it, one, we brought it up a notch by separating it and making this big, beautiful kind of free-form shape. Now we're going to add just a couple of touches that you can possibly find at a craft store. You might have something left around from last year's holiday. So of course, I have sticks. I love me some sticks. And easy enough to add something here, and then I would go a little bit lower down here. I like that. Just kind of give this, now it would be so easy to be able to go with the kids and find something out in the yard. Yeah. And I want to do this one a little bit lower. Actually, I think that's maybe a little bit too aggressive. Watch your fingers. Yeah, I think that's going to be better. Yeah. And I can take that little bit over here. Good. Okay. Now this is a little trick that I love to do. And it's not a have to, but love some wheat. I have these two little pieces of wheat. I've got one that's bigger, one that's smaller. I'm going to put one on top of the other. I don't want them at the same height. I'm going to give it a little chop. I'm going to take this, line it up, and you can see how these are all now at different levels. And you can take Scotch tape. I didn't have any Scotch tape. I've just got my little design tape in the studio, but I'm going to make it work. I can find where it starts. Oh, come on. There we go. So just a little piece. I'm going to wrap it around. Super simple. And this is called bundling. Just pop him right in here for just that nice little added element. So easy to do. And this does not look like a store-made bouquet. Love it. So this could easily be used for any holiday, Christmas. Just find your favorite grocery store bouquet and have some fun. I'll see you next time.